We begin with a breaking news update on the 3 people found dead in a home in the Fairview community in Buncombe County.
41-year-old Travis Grant, his wife, 42-year-old Kim Grant, and Travis Grant's mother, 66-year-old Sharon Grant, were found dead at a home on Ashworth Drive. We want to go now live to the Buncombe County Sheriff's Office, where a news conference is just beginning.
Detectives and crime scene investigators have worked through the night and into the day to arrive at this outcome. We are extremely grateful for their efforts, and we hope this brings the family and loved ones of these victims some closure. We know that you will have a lot of questions about this investigation, and we will do our best to answer those questions. But this is an active and ongoing criminal investigation, so we are limited on what information we can release. As previously stated, this all began with a welfare check around 7:15 last night. For more information on the timeline of this investigation and how we arrived at this point, I will now turn this over to Buncombe County Sheriff Quentin Miller.
Thank you. I'd first like to express my condolences to the family of these victims. I would also like to share my gratitude for our team of patrol deputies, detectives, crime scene investigators, and those leading these teams. Most of them have not slept because they are focused on nothing but arriving to this outcome. Last night at around 7:15, deputies conducted a welfare check at 18 Ashworth Drive in Fairview. Once deputies entered the home, they discovered 41-year-old Travis Eugene Grant, 42-year-old Kimberly Michelle Grant, and 66-year-old Sharon Harwood Grant, all deceased from gunshot wounds. Detectives discovered the 16-year-old Star Grant was missing from their home and received information she may be in the area of Gatlinburg, Tennessee, with Devon Loveling. With the help of the North Carolina Bureau of Investigations, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, and the Gatlinburg Police Department, they were able to locate them shortly before 6 a.m. this morning. Our detectives traveled to Gatlinburg to interview the suspects. Information received during those interviews led to the first-degree murder and felony conspiracy charges to commit murder were taken out. They will face extradition hearing in Tennessee before they'll be transferred back here to Buncombe County. As Major Ledford mentioned, this is an active pending criminal investigation. We welcome your questions and appreciate your understanding that some of those questions we may not have the answers to right now. I will turn it over now to our team, Major Ledford, Captain Dustin Aldrich, and Detective Sergeant Andrew Barker for questions.
Just on the original welfare check out last night, at around 7, do we know who called 911? Was it a neighbor? Like, what prompted that original welfare check last night?
Last night's welfare check, we believe, was called in by a relative.
In that area, do we know, like, just somebody else, a relative in another location that was concerned? That was pretty much it. That's the extent of what we know so far about that call.
Yeah, there was a period of no contact with the family or some friends had not heard from the victims.
The relationship between those two suspects, have we said anything on that yet, or we can't confirm that relationship so far between the 16 and 28-year-old?
That's part of the investigative process.
Okay. One more time, the identity of that 28-year-old. I forgot what y'all said on that name. I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
The suspect?
The suspect.
Yeah, that 28-year-old.
Devin Loving, L-O-V-I-N-G.
Thank you, guys.
I'll have a release with all of this information for you guys in your inbox to take with you with all of this as well.
Go ahead.
Is it accurate that there were multiple calls for welfare checks over the past several weeks?
No, that is not accurate. We had previously 2 welfare checks this week, one on Monday and one, I believe, on the 6th. The deputies responded out there, went to the residents, through their time there and investigation, they did not develop enough information to force entry into the residence. We have to be able to articulate an exigency there, and the information at that time just did not exist. Yes?
When do you think the victims may have died?
That'll be determined by the medical examiner through an autopsy.
Do you know how the 16-year-old is related to the three people? Because we were told that she was living in the house with them.
That is
She's a daughter.
the daughter of the deceased.
Of the couple.
Of the couple, that's correct, yes.
Stepdaughter, is that adopted?
That I'm not sure. I just know that to be daughter. Now,
So she is, we know she could be the daughter of the couple. That's what we've learned. We've also learned through that she may be the granddaughter of the.
Can you step up here, Major?
that's correct.
Maybe just for the microphone.
So,
Go ahead.
what, no, say that, sorry, I just have you saying that in front of the mics.
Okay.
Go ahead, sorry.
The information we've received, she is the daughter of the couple and the granddaughter of the deceased, older deceased person.
Okay. I was also gonna ask y'all, and you might have said this, I don't know, the Tennessee discovery, the fact that y'all were able to find these suspects in Tennessee, do we know at this point, or do y'all know, are y'all able to release what led to that discovery of the fact that they were in Gatlinburg? Like,
So,
what led to that part of the investigation?
yeah, so our detectives working with the State Bureau of Investigation were able to determine their location there in Tennessee. And once that location was determined, we reached out for assistance through both the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation and the Gatlinburg Police Department.
So the connection of that location, Gatlinburg, to these two suspects, are y'all able to say, like, is that where this 28-year-old was from?
No,
Or-
sir.
No? Okay.
They are both Buncombe County residents.
Okay. Okay, so no other information at this point? based on that part?
Nothing that, that's what the investigation will determine, why they were in Gatlinburg. The two defendants who are charged are both Buncombe County residents.
Okay.
When do you expect the defendants to appear in court?
So they'll get their initial appearance. They've already been charged there in Tennessee, so we anticipate probably on Monday, there will be some type of extradition hearing. Because she's charged as adult, she would have to go through extradition, and of course, he is an adult, so he'll have to be extradited as well. Depending on the outcome of that hearing, whether they waive probable cause or whether they refuse to waive probable cause, that will determine where we go next.
With those charges, what penalties could they be facing?
So they're charged with a Class A felony. That's potential in the state of North Carolina, either the death penalty or life imprisonment. 3 counts each, plus the conspiracy to commit first-degree murder.
So that 16-year-old could face the death penalty because of the fact that she's being trapped. She's going to be charged as an adult.
That's-
So there is that potential.
There is a potential that'll be decided by the district attorney's office. These are capital murder charges.
Got you. And did you guys say, my last thing, relationship between the two suspects? I don't know if y'all said, like, were they a couple?
The investigation will be working to determine exactly the extent of that relationship.
Okay.
Can we confirm which building on the property those people were found? Was it the trailer, was it the home?
There's 2 trailers on the property. One was being remodeled, and there's one that set off, there was one up closer to the road, and there's one that set off lower. It was the one down low. Both of those residents are in close proximity to each other. Yes?
Do you know how long the suspects could have been in Tennessee when they went to Tennessee from Buncombe County?
We believe that they were there for more than a few days. And that's still under investigation. The total length of time is part of our investigation, but we believe it's been more than just a few days. Yes?
Is there anything else y'all can talk about in terms of a motive? I know motive at this point is going to be very limited. Is there anything y'all can say at this point about that?
Yeah, I think at this time it's too early to discuss that in the investigation as we move forward with finding all the facts and protecting the integrity of the investigation.
Talk a little bit about the efforts going across state lines for this. I know a lot of resources put together to make this investigation possible. Can you walk us through what made that possible?
Just working well, having partnerships, not just during critical needs or times where we have to, it's having partnerships all the time with neighboring law enforcement, both in the state, at the federal level, and state to state. It's very important that we maintain those so that when there are times of needs that we can work together quickly and move resources and assets as necessary.
With your initial welfare what was the clincher, what gave you the ability to go inside for the second welfare check?
Well, it would have been the third welfare check, and those circumstances are particular to the case at hand. And so, again, we won't get into what led us to move forward with entering the residence at that time.
I'm so sorry. Could you say when all the welfare checks were?
There was one on the 4th, and I believe the other one was on the 6th. And the one yesterday was when we entered the residence and made the discovery. There was a lot of facts that became clear at the time of the third welfare check that painted a picture of exigency to enter the residence.
I was going to say for weapons, I know gunshot wounds for all three victims. Do any idea or can y'all say what weapon was used or what weapons, plural, if that's the case?
That's still part of the investigation.
Can we share if there's any knowledge of dysfunction history in the family and how long they've lived on the property before this?
They've lived on the property for a while. To be exact, I don't have exact timelines how long they have lived there. And your second part of the question to the dysfunction, that's all part of the investigation as the finding of the facts continue. So I don't want to elaborate on that currently.
We'll let Major Ledford close us out. If you guys don't have any further questions.
So as the sheriff and these investigators have said, there's still a lot of work to do in this case, and the work doesn't end when this news conference is over. You have our public information director's contact information, who will continue to provide updates as we are able, and we thank y'all for coming, and we wish you a safe trip home. Thank you.
You've been listening to members of the Buncombe County Sheriff's Office just wrapping up that news conference on the three people found dead in their home in Fairview.
And now let's check in with News 13's Kimberly King, who is live on Ashworth Drive in Fairview. Kim, what can you tell us?
Well, Tammy, what we want to review is just what we've learned, new information tonight. Both of the individuals who were found in Gatlinburg are charged with first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder. We have the name of the male who was arrested. Devin Loving is what I believe I heard, and they are still obviously working the case. The other thing that we want to tell you from the news conference that was noteworthy is that were previous welfare checks this week, one on the 4th, that was a Monday, and then Wednesday the 6th. The investigators, as you heard, said they didn't develop enough information to force entry, but obviously they forced entry last night and they found the bodies of the three victims. They said there was a period of no contact with the family, and then the two who are now under arrest face extradition from Tennessee. Witnesses say Buncombe County Sheriff's cars surrounded the house last night after they found the bodies of Kim Grant and her husband Travis and his 66-year-old mother Sherry. A family member spoke on the condition we not show her face.
Last night?
Yep.
Just a lot of police stopping anybody that lives on this road and asking them about the family. As far as the past, I know they were having trouble with a man.
The relative tells News 13 the 16-year-old missing from the family's Fairview house last night and located in Gatlinburg this morning with a man is Kim and Travis Grant's daughter.
Nobody could all of a sudden get a hold of them, and a welfare check was requested.
The relative says family are in shock.
Two of my cousins, the grandmother and the father, were my cousins.
She says family have long been worried about the 16-year-old daughter.
She was a very lonely child.
And we also learned that new information just moments ago that the deaths, according to investigators, were caused by gunshots. We have confirmed Mark Liverman, who is at the news conference and will have a full report tonight, has told me that the one suspect arrested is a Buncombe County resident. They do believe that both of them were in Gatlinburg for several days. Reporting live from Fairview, Kimberly King, News 13.
And we will continue to follow developments in this homicide investigation on air and online. News 13's Mark Liverman will bring us a wrap-up of what we know tonight at 10 and 11. And we will post any updates on WLOS.com and our social media pages.